Just on that thread there of my story of Parliament, obviously recently in the UK, our Prime Minister Boris Johnson has been caught up in quite a lot of scandal. I mean, it's undeniable now that there is evidence that he attended many parties that were technically illegal at the time, and you feel as though that would really be enough for him to be removed from that position of, the person making these laws and then actively breaking them quite, in such a manner. But that just seems to be swept under the rug, and we move on to the next thing. And is why is it that these things can go unpunished? Why do these things tend to just slip through? And is there any hope anymore that something like that could actually have repercussions, or are we just sort of powerless in that regard?
Well, it only will have repercussions if the people truly care. Now, what is the people? Well, the people could be a number of different things. It could be the institutions put in place to hold others accountable. It could be voters in saying, well, this is over the line. But there's been this normalization of things that in the past would be just flatly unacceptable. I mean, if you go back here in the United States to the Donald Trump primary of 2016, when this Access Hollywood tape came out, where Donald Trump was recorded saying, when you're famous, you can do whatever you want, you can grab them by the what. The initial reaction from many was, this is it, this is over. But then the voters didn't care. And if there's no one determined to hold you accountable, then it doesn't really matter. We had similar things here in the United States where Republicans and Democrats alike, including, you had entire states disregarding what were supposed to be the protocols. You had individual elected officials like Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, getting some haircut when you weren't supposed to go get a haircut. I don't know. Or Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, having a similar party, I think at an expensive restaurant. Things have changed so much where events that previously would be sort of one's death knell no longer are, and it's really just a reflection of the circumstances. With Trump, I mean, it was every 3 days there was what in the past would be a major scandal. Drawing on a weather map with a Sharpie and saying this is the real path of the hurricane, and then going to Puerto Rico after a hurricane and shooting rolls of paper towels, blithely like basketballs, and then flushing documents down the toilet, and then stealing documents, and then I mean, any one of these things at some point would have ended your political career. But if there's no one willing or determined to hold you accountable, it doesn't really matter.